What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Inflation is a topic that not everyone really understands, including myself, but everyone kind of knows it when they see it. Remember that Supreme Court justice was like, I don't know what X, Y, and Z is, but I know it when I see it. That's kind of how inflation works. You start to say, dang, I bought groceries a week ago. Or like, man, I used to get X, Y, and Z at the grocery store for $100. Now it's $200. Or like, man, filling up my gas tank. I used to be able to fill up my gas tank by a Red Bull and have change left for $20. This is, things go up over time. Yes, prices do increase. One of the side effects of our government printing endless amounts of money during the lockdowns, printing endless amounts of money to fund two proxy battles, is real everyday life inflation. Now we know the government will keep coming out and saying, oh, consumer price indexes, this, that, and the other, they're all this or that. Except everyone goes to the grocery store and like, nah, dog, this is way more expensive. People go to McDonald's and they're like, nah, dog, quarter pounder with cheese meal is $15. This is not right. Well, this individual proved or showed a great example of a previous grocery order that he had made from McDonald's in 2022. So not 2002, 2022. And it had quadrupled in price. Now, obviously, this is an outlier. We're going to talk about all that. Speaking of inflation, my partner, cbdistillery.com, is giving an exclusive offer, and it's huge. If you're someone who uses this kind of stuff, this product, I do. I use it every day. Right now, you can get up 30% off everything. If you struggle with sleep, stress, or pain after physical activity, cbdistillery.com has targeted plant-based solutions for you. I love hearing about how many of you have seen improvement in your daily life thanks to CBD, and it's true. I have seen that. So if better sleep, more calm, and relief from discomfort after physical activity sounds good, you should explore CBD. Don't miss on this massive sale, up to 30% off your total order. Visit cbdistillery.com. Enter code RUMBLE, one word. That's cbdistillery.com, code RUMBLE at checkout. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota. Now let's check out this video.
I feel like I'm gonna be sick. I just looked through my Walmart history, and I found this Walmart order from 2 years ago for the whole month worth of groceries. 45 items cost $126. A whole month of groceries just for me, basically. But I did notice this reorder all button, and I wanted to see how much it would cost now. Now, this order of 45 items for 1 month would have cost $414. $414
Now,
order all.
So that's a 400% increase. My immediate suspicion is there's some item in his reorder history that has a pricing error. Okay, there's some item in there that, should be $9.99 and somebody entered it in as $99.99 and he thought, hey, I'm going to make a viral video about this.
All button, and I wanted to see how much it would cost. $414. That is 4 times more. How the fuck?
So, I don't know, because there are people in the comments that are talking about, hey, I redid this. It was up, but not that much. The thing is, some valid points in here say hyperinflation of homes is next. It happened to us in Canada. You do not want this. They show a picture of a townhome that's $1.26 million. But here is a great post from Landon Smith. Okay. He's got an MSBA. He's a crypto guy, finance guy. Here's how the government, his comment says, here's how the government lies through statistics. And this is a great example. 10 steaks at $10. This is like when we look at consumer price index and all this kind of stuff, right? 10 steaks at $10 is $100. Steak price goes to $14. That's a 40% increase. So sick people switch to chicken. 5 steaks at $14 each plus 5 chicken at $6 each equals $100. Reported inflation 0%, actual inflation 40%. When price increases are dramatic, people opt out of what they normally buy and purchase cheaper alternatives. Because the government inflation metric, CPI, is weighted based on spending habits, the cheaper items are now assigned a higher weight, and the more expensive items are now assigned a lower weight. This is why inflation is reported much lower than what consumers actually experience. He continues, the usage of substitution bias in the CPI metric, Consumer Price Index metric, undoubtedly understates true inflation over time. People's spending limits haven't kept up with the price increases of the highest quality food, so consumers are forced to refill their shopping carts with items of lesser value. As the cheaper foods become more prevalent, part of the basket of goods being tracked, the effect of inflation is understated. With that being said, there's two corrections I have to make. One, the CPI inflation rate in above calculation should be 28%. As you'll notice, substitution bias is still at work here, as the overall figure fails to capture the true 40% inflation of the price of steak. The overall inflation rate would not be 0%, as I erroneously stated above. The example I used in my previous analysis on assumes so. In this scenario, inflation would be 0. So he puts a different, equation together here for this. But you see here, fast food price inflation. We've talked about this. McDonald's at 100%, Popeyes at 86%, Taco Bell's 81%, right? Each period, the x-axis is different. So you go and you look at this. I mean, there are people that refute it, right? But now the real number, food inflation ticks higher for May for the first time in nearly a year. Meanwhile, millionaire Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen gives out of touch response to skyrocketing grocery prices. Millionaire Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen appeared out of touch this week when asked about inflation under President Biden, insisting she goes to the grocery store every week and isn't shocked by skyrocketing prices. Yellen was quick to dismiss a question about grocery prices, which are up 20% from before the lockdowns. During an interview with Yahoo Finance's Jennifer Schoenberger on Monday, have you gone to the grocery store lately? Schoenberger asked Yellen in an interview. I sure have. I go every week. Isn't the sticker shock? It's sticker shock, isn't it? When you just look at the shopping costs and things like that. When you look shipping costs, those have come down. Global food commodity prices have come down, but food prices still remain high. Should the U.S. invest in agriculture to boost the food supply in this country? Schoenberger asked. Yellen, who is worth an estimated $20 million, began to reply no before Schoenberger even finished her question. I think largely it reflects cost increases, labor cost increases that grocery firms have experienced, although there are some increases in margin. Yellen claimed that she met with several CEOs. I mean, what? Are you joking? This woman, when money's not an issue, you just purchase whatever you want. You don't even look at the price. I mean, that's just the reality of it, right? Hey, Janet Yellen, here's why Americans are feeling the effects of inflation aren't in the grocery store, even if you aren't. Grocery store inflation since 2019. Bread up 53%. Chicken, 53%. Potatoes up 25%. Bananas, 7%. That's probably more reasonable. Eggs up 98%. Milk up 98%. Coffees up 44%. Not if you go to coffeebrandcoffee.com. Our coffees remain the exact same price. Margins have thinned out, but we've not increased our price. Ground beef's up 35%. Rice up 33%. Rice up 32%. Cookies up 33%. Inflation has proved stubborn over the last few years. While the annual rate of inflation has fallen from a 40-year high of 9.1% in June 2022, it's still above the Federal Reserve's 2% target at 3.3% as of last month. And it's way more than 3.3% for average people. Since 2019, the price of a dozen eggs has skyrocketed by 98%, rising from an average of $1.36 to $2.70. A loaf of bread has gone up by 53%. It would have set back in the average household $1.29 in May 2019. Now it costs $1.97. Cookies have gone up 53% from $3.35 to $5.12. A pound of coffee has gone from $5.99 to $5.99 from $4.17 a year ago. I mean, all of this stuff, it's like they keep telling you, Don't believe your lying eyes, plebes. Don't believe your lying eyes, plebes. We want to make sure everything's fine under Papa Joe. By the way, I'll be streaming the debate tonight live on Rumble, so make sure you download the app, follow the quartering for the best uninterrupted debate stream reaction. We have prizes, we have bingo. We're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. University of Wisconsin economics assistant Andrew Stevens told local station that lowering prices was often used as a marketing tool to get one up on rivals. Consumers definitely notice when prices go up on something and tend not to notice when they go down on something. So I think what we're seeing is companies like Target trying to draw attention and pull customers into the store away from some of their competitors. Despite criticism of price rises under the Biden administration, a group of 16 Nobel Prize-winning economists have issued a stark warning that inflation would in fact be worse under Donald Trump. Of course they would. Based on what? Nothing. Maybe we'll find out in November. I mean, it's so wild to read these articles and like think about actual Americans going to the groceries, going to the grocery store and like telling them on the way out the door that things have never been better for them. I want you to go to a middle class town, a working town, right? Stand outside, stand at the register, wait for a family of 4 to come through, put your finger in their face and tell them that things have never been better for them. See what happens. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.